In the first part, we discussed how wolves and humans first crossed paths. Now let's delve deeper into how this unlikely bond was formed. The domestication of the wolf is unlike that of other animals. It wasn't us who tamed them, but rather the wolves who chose to live in proximity to humans. They scavenged from our waste, fed off rodents attracted by our food, and found safety from larger predators that we had already driven away. It's likely that early humans found young wolf pups as captivating as we do today. Some of these pups were raised to adolescence, only to then become a part of the human diet. However, others, probably the most sociable and friendly, survived into adulthood and were able to breed. This was a case of survival of the friendliest, if you will. Here's where the wolf's pack instinct played a crucial role. This instinct allowed them to fit in with humans, adapting to a hierarchy that was quite familiar to them, one with dominant and submissive members. The wolf's acute sense of hearing and smell also made them indispensable protectors, alerting their human companions to any impending danger. Over time, the adaptable nature of these wolves led to controlled breeding, or what we now know as domestication. Wolves, and subsequently dogs, are excellent at working together in teams. This, however, requires a hierarchy within the pack, something dogs are good at understanding. They quickly learn their place in the family, making them ideal companions for humans who naturally assume the role of pack leader. So we see that it was a combination of the wolf's sociable nature, their pack instincts, and their heightened senses that made them such useful allies to early humans. The friendliest and most sociable wolves were more likely to survive and breed, gradually transforming into the domestic dogs we know and love today. And so, over time, the wild wolf began to transform into the domestic dog. So when did this transformation begin? Let's look at some archaeological evidence. In certain parts of Asia and Europe, there are signs that point to a bond between humans and wolf dogs, predating our ancestors' move to permanent agricultural sites. One compelling piece of evidence comes from Israel, where archaeologists discovered an approximately 12,000-year-old grave. The remains inside paint an intimate scene, a human with their hand tenderly cradling a pup. This touching burial provides one of the earliest known pieces of evidence for the domestication of dogs. It's a testament to the deep-rooted connection we share with these faithful companions. And as our ancestors put down roots around 12,000 years ago, the early dogs that lived alongside them started to change, shaped by the new environmental pressures. These ancient findings suggest that dogs have been our companions for a very long time. With the advent of settled human civilizations, the domesticated dog began to change. As our ancestors transitioned from nomadic hunters to settled farmers, the dogs that lived alongside them also morphed. They came under environmental pressures that led to significant changes in their physique. Their brain cavities shrunk in size, their bodies became more compact, and their teeth more condensed. But Mother Nature wasn't the only artist at this canvas. Humans, recognizing the utility and companionship of these creatures, began to selectively breed them for specific traits. This gave rise to a splendid variety of dog breeds, each with its unique characteristics and skills. Let's take a step back in time to understand this better. Archaeological discoveries reveal that the ancestors of the sighthounds, such as the Afghan hound, Saluki, and greyhound, roamed the lands of Mesopotamia over 6,000 years ago. These slender, swift runners were likely used for hunting by virtue of their keen sight. Fast forward to about 5,000 years ago, and we find evidence of the forebears of today's guard dogs in the lofty heights of Tibet. These dogs, the ancient counterparts of the Rottweilers and bulldogs, were probably used to protect livestock and property. Closer to our time, about 1,700 years ago, the ancestors of scent hounds like the Basset hound and Dachshunds were present in Italy. They were likely bred for their exceptional sense of smell, making them excellent trackers. And finally, water spaniels and retrievers made their appearance in Europe over 1,300 years ago, followed by terriers around 1,200 years ago. Each breed perfectly suited to its environment and the tasks it was bred for. And that concludes our journey through the evolution and domestication of the dog. From wild wolves to our loyal companions, dogs have truly earned their title as man's best friend. But remember, our understanding of this fascinating history is ever evolving as new discoveries are made. So stick around for more intriguing insights into the world of our four-legged friends. Stay tuned for part 3.